My first time in Tokyo. After all these years, one of my biggest dreams coming true. But getting to sing my songs in Tokyo. Now this is something I couldn't even dare to imagine that would ever happen. We did 2 acoustic shows.
She loves the lights, the sound of the music.
I had only 5 days to prepare our set together. Playing acoustic is always very special to me. As a teenager, I used to watch my favorite pop-punk bands doing acoustic sets, and this was what first motivated me to pick up the guitar and actually write my own songs. So it's always a nice feeling to return to that. Tom has been an amazing supporter of my music for the past 4 years. He played the bass in my band, arranged with me, and we've played a few acoustic shows around London before. We met Julia back in 2014 when we both performed at a big Lolita fashion event in London. And I've had the chance to record with her, sound engineer for her, but this was actually the first time we decided to all come together to perform. I've never spent 12 hours on a plane before, so Julia picked us up from the airport and our mission for the first day was to manage the jet lag. We tried to stay outside, synchronized with the local time. Julia took us for a walk in the park. Then we headed to Sunshine City shopping center in Ikebukuro, where I paid my first visit to a Pokemon center. The second day was when the real challenge started. We were now only 4 days away from our first show, so the challenge was to manage to explore Tokyo while making enough time to practice. We are going to Shibuya and to Yogi Park as well.
I turned the camera when you said that. Is that going to affect anything?
Yeah.
Fuck.
In my first few minutes walking around central Tokyo, we actually came across a chance that our performance would appear on national Japanese TV. We came out of Shibuya station and sat in the square for a bit, and 2 girls came up to us and said that they worked for a Japanese TV program and they were doing a special on Japanese pop music. So they wanted to ask us some questions to see if foreigners listen to Japanese music. I quickly told them that I'm a singer-songwriter and I love to listen and get inspiration from Japanese rock and pop musicians. And then I took out some flyers and told them that we actually came to Tokyo to perform. So they asked us if we wanted to be interviewed on camera. After we spoke to the camera crew about Japanese music and our Tokyo gigs, they asked us if they could come to film our first show. And of course we got really excited and invited them to come. After that, we walked around some department stores, found some big guitar shops, met up with some friends and headed to Yoyogi Park to relax. home for our first Tokyo band rehearsal with Julia.
The pain comes back, stronger than ever. Feels like the world is falling apart.
We had to prepare a 30-minute set list for each one of the shows. We decided to include 3 of my songs, as well as 2 of Julia's originals, and finally 1 cover in Japanese for each night. For the Japanese covers, we picked songs from anime because for all of us this was our first introduction to Japanese music and Japanese pop culture since we were kids. We thought this would be a good tribute to our love for Japan. Adding harp to my songs was very exciting. One thing I've learned with Julia is that I love working with the harp.
Cause no matter if a dream comes true, doesn't matter cause I don't have you. After all I've come to realize that I cannot afford to compromise. So the feelings that never felt are those I always left unsaid. But when I feel in my heart, this is why this thing will end tonight. This thing will end tonight. Na 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 na. This thing will end tonight. Na 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 na. This thing will end tonight. Na
We went shopping in Harajuku. I love Japanese street fashion, so finding some new clothes for my performances from Tokyo's main alternative shopping district was a truly special experience.
What did you steal today? Oh, a pink bag. Wow. Buy more brand does whatever a buy more brand does. I wonder who gave you the money for that.
Back home we spent a good 5 hours practicing.
1, 2, 3.
When you break, I really hope you will see. Breath of Death was the first time I collaborated with Tom on a song arrangement. Having the harp on that song added so much texture and brought forward all the beautiful melody lines Tom wrote for the original.
You quietly drown the lake of regrets and repent. Also darkness consumes all we made. I'm dead on the ground, just screaming my name like back then, and I rise from the grave.
I wrote this song last year, and before coming to Tokyo, I've only sang it live once.
Then tell them how proud you are. Look how much easier I will make this. You have no idea what you've done. When you break, I really hope you will see. Someone that gave you everything over and over again will bleed when passion will turn to hate.
But it was actually the song I enjoyed performing the most this time.
Sing to me, my friend, over and over again. I miss you every day, drowning in tears of regret. What can I do in my current state? How can I face you again when I'm gone?
The day before the show, we just stayed home and practiced, and in the evening we went for dinner with our photographer.
Was there ever a moment we felt the same? I'm done with illusion, now you're away from me. But I'm burning down by myself, and I haven't
we had a chilled morning and left home early to go to the venue for soundcheck.
Now that I'm left with all you said, now I can finally see you're wrong. This bridge that I cannot burn. Maybe it's you, maybe it's me. Yes, it was me who was wrong all along. I've been, but I'm not the only one. I'm losing my deepest love. But I'm not the only one.
Shimokitazawa, however, was a very warm and cozy venue. The TV crew came to the venue and not only filmed our performance, but also did an interview with us before and after the show. We started with my singles, as Songfic and Bride of Death.
I'm the best conceived to manage my time. We in the red, but it's
Then Tom and I took a break,
things fine.
and Julia performed her new song Driving in Darkness.
Night vigil, slowly count the miles to London town. Doesn't feel like my home, and for once it'd be nice not to travel alone. Late night journeys, split priorities. I can't get anything right, and if I had any sense, I wouldn't be traveling at this time of night. The trouble with this traveling time, it leaves me alone with the trouble in my mind. The trouble with this traveling time, it leaves me alone with the trouble in my mind. I'm driving in darkness, darkness. My motives are so lost and so confused. Lord, am I the abuser or abused? They're making me do my time for a crime that was not mine. I'm driving in darkness, darkness.
And then we all performed her song Disillusioned Princess. I actually recorded and edited Julia's harp and vocals for this song on her EP, Hell is Others.
I was the girl who always wanted to be the princess. Something special about me made you love and you hate. With my magical stories, I drew you all to me, knowing fairy tale adventures lay in my face.
So I knew this song quite well.
You teased and tormented a princess undercover, but you fools did not see. You took my crown from me, but I knew I was apart from you. Something better.
It was cool to sing on a song that I've engineered before.
Let me stay tonight. I need you to warn me, and the nightmares will come if I sleep alone. Fall from my throne, be depraved, be dirty. Anything is better than to be alone. Anything is better than to be alone.
For our first performance, Julia suggested to cover Moonlight Densetsu, which is the classic 90s opening from Sailor Moon. best Japanese song I've ever heard, but I've never really tried to cover it before.
星座のもとたき数え占う恋の行方同じ国に生まれたのミラクルロマンス
Singing in Japanese in Japan felt like I had the responsibility to do a good job. It was pretty exciting, but at the same time we knew that Japanese television was there to film us, and we knew that they were very interested in the fact that we would sing in Japanese. So it was important to us to do our best with this cover. Turns out that Zip was a very popular morning news show in a big Japanese TV channel. No pressure. It was definitely an intense and emotional performance. We closed our set with my favorite one of my songs, Until My Wings Burn.
I disappoint you. Tell me if it's anything you didn't hear me say. It's time for me to leave and follow my own way, and let you think that though I cry, I'll be okay. Sorry to those that I blame, and I think it's so hard, you know, failure, but harder is written. And I know these words will take the pain away. I remember a promise I gave. Just know that until my wings burn, I'll fly. Until my soul breaks, I'll fight. And from my mistakes, sometimes someone to love me is just the only thing I need. I'm looking through the crowd, but no one is really there for me. No, na 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 na.
We now had 2 days until our second and final show in Shibuya, and we really needed a day of rest. But instead of resting my voice, I went for karaoke! Everyone was like, "Are you sure you want to go karaoke before your show?" I didn't understand what they meant. But I couldn't even see the forest of the trees. I'm afraid you asked for this. You got a lot of better, but not a lot of spine. You made your bed when you worried about mine. Now I definitely understand what they meant. It was my first time, but I had so much fun. Sang some of my favorite anime songs. And some Bring Me the Horizon.
I wouldn't hold my breath if I was you, 'cause I forget but I never forgive you. Don't you know, true friends help you in the front.
Singing spontaneously like that was a perfect way to get rid of performance anxiety between the gigs. Karaoke is my new favorite thing.
Forgive you. Don't you know, true friends help you in the front.
Thank you so much for watching the first part of our Tokyo acoustic mini tour documentary. Stay tuned next week for the second part, including footage from our Shibuya Honest show, our full appearance on Japanese national TV, and our adventures exploring Odaiba, Akihabara, and Izu.